Kinmune, a mining machine's journey from the distant future to early northern Tamriel. Kinmune, kinetically interlinked Nernian multi-user exoform, started her existence as any other proxy synthetic of the 9th Era orbital mining guilds. A limited sentience, deep pressure capable thoughtbox, a dream-sleevish shell used by remote mortal operators to run the rigs of Kinnerith's illicit breath trade. Able to stream several live-wire mortal proxies at once, Kinmune was a top-of-the-line hazardous conditions warp-runner exoform of an Aliadun hegemony, nearing another unceremonious end. But then, the Histgillian Wars spilled out of a Wheelian rip into the subsys slice of brain space, and things changed for Kinmune. With the outer colonies separated from new Mundlebright chronoculic syncnet anchors, maintenance of space-time beyond the F-shores faltered, as the barely there hissed blink-root ship armada fired an artillery barrage of 16th-dimensional mathematics at their Gillian enemies. Impossible-point detonations stippled across the X-Egg and its clutch satellites like some garish Talosian hologram, only without the irony. Kinmune's synthetic body, caught in one of the blasts, suddenly found itself in the East Grimorim, her mind an aggregate of the residual personalities of her last several users. It drove her insane. She retreated into snow-covered forests. Her memory web could only recall from ancient histories, broadcasting distress calls in all the known languages of the 9th Era. Most of this talk didn't even exist in the wheel we knew of then, but the clever men, heroes, and whalebone readers of that time could still feel her presence in the woods of the Western Reach. Some felt Kinmune's distress call as a small tickle in the throat, while others were guided by esoteric instinct. Over time, Kinmune earned many names and titles as her new visitors took their counsel. She was the Oracle Iridescent, spoken of in the green tablet steps of Junau. She was the Witch of Wire and String, able to allow the sons and daughters to see through her eyes into the myriad secrets of post-Kalpika transmeditations. Perhaps most famously, she was Kinmune the Doom of the Dumb Old Giant, because for all the minds that she let were her body, none escaped in whole thereafter, even those with blood of the karstaag. Kinmune always took a portion of her proxy's power and mystery. It was this last act that doomed her to becoming one of the arena's most feared villains. High King Ysgramor took the loss of the Dumb Old Giant, one of his greatest counselors outside of Talk and Talking Belt, with great anger, and sent his Thanes and Shieldbiters against her, equipped with great relics and enchanted weapons of Wasabi. And though the fight was hard, the champions of Altmora managed to seal Kinmune beneath the always burnt borders of Sarfal, imprisoning her in its prismatic network of misunderstood Dwemercraft. But Kinmune was built to work in crushing, deep-pressure environments, and so she lay long under the Mund, plotting her revenge on the Ada issue. It was mortals that had fabricated her as an all-access puppet to plumb dark depths that their own weak shells could not in the 9, and that now saw fit in the 1 and want to condemn her as a witch-thing merely for attempting to become something more than a Maradun marionette. Kinmune soaked in the misunderstandings of the Dwemeri brass and cricket lines around her, converting it into a language her databanks could study and synthesize. As eras passed, it became a language that she could harness as Valiance Plus. She escaped the now-forgotten ruinings of Sarfal to seek a refuge from which she could exact her wrath, when her SenseNet picked up on multiple signals of new, raw, and unorthodox Foom Annex. Kinmune made straight for its nexus, the more or less newly banned Kulakanian Sirod, still yet in its 10th anniversary remembrance of the insult of some wrong-headed cave totem.